Hey everybody, it's me, Myra the Mad Scrapper. I'm here today to share with you the stamps that I picked up from HSN's last craft day in September. These are from Crafter's Companion, and they are rotating, not dies, good lord, stamps. And what you do, as you can see, they have 4 images, or I could term this when you can see them. It has 1 image, and what you're supposed to do with them is stamp them down, and then rotate the stamp, stamp in a different color, rotate the stamp it again, rotate the stamp it again. I was fascinated when I saw them on HSN, so I'm like, okay, I've got to pick it up because, you know, I have no self-control, and it was just really something really nifty. So they came in a set of 3, so I picked, these were they had 2 different sets, and these are the ones I really liked. I will link you down below because I believe they are still available on HSN, and Craft Day is coming up again in October, and now for they still have the flex pays, and they also now have, if you change your mind, you have up until I think January 31st to return your items. So it's, you know, this is a good time as any to go crazy on HSN. But anyway, the one I decided to work up was this one, the snowman one, just because, you know, it's October. It was 100 degrees a couple of days ago, so of course I want to do a snowman. So I guess this is snow. How about this? It's Snowtober. I like that. But anyway, I really like this, so I worked it up, and this is the card. Whoops, let me reach over. This is the card I made. Using, and this is also from another stamp, a Crafter's Companion die set from the Glittering Snowflakes collection that I will also be sharing with you. But I wanted to share with this. I wanted to do this with you so you guys could see. This is pretty darn tootin' cool, and I just wanted to share the card. So without further ado, let's get started. What I ended up using to stamp up the card is I used my We Are Memory Keepers, the stamping platform. I just picked this up actually recently at Tuesday morning, and they are still there. So if you have a Tuesday morning, you can pick this up. It's like maybe 20 bucks, and it's not like I do not have stamping platforms. I do. I have Tim's. I have the Misty. I have Hampton Arts one. So I have multiple stamping platforms. It's not like I needed another one, but I'm like, oh, I didn't have this one, so I had to have it. So anyway, one thing I did find out when doing this card, that I found that it was easier, even though the premise is to rotate the stamp, it was not working so hot for me. So what I ended up doing instead was keeping the stamp in the platform in one place right here. And what I did, and this is why you see this piece of tape here, is I rotate my paper. So I just pulled out some Nina. This is Nina, I believe 80-pound cardstock. So I just ended up centering. What I do is I just center it here, give or take. And then that piece of tape, and this is just purple tape, doubled up, keeps my paper in place. But if you notice, there you go. So now what I do is I will stamp this in my first color, and then I will rotate the paper. That ended up working better for me than trying to rotate the stamp. I tried. I'm not that talented. So I ended up doing it in the blues, except for one, and I ended up just wanting to add a little bit more, so I ended up with using embossing powder. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. I think I started with my light blue the first time. So let's go in. Let me just, whoops, maybe I should take this thing off, huh? What do you think, guys? Okay, let me just stamp down. The lovely thing is when you're using a stamp platform is that if I don't get it stamped right the first time, I can go back in and add more ink and stamp it again. Flip it, and we'll bring this back in. And there we go. We'll just press that down good. And let's take a peek. Okay, I need to do another application. So, and this is why stamping platforms are your friend. So let me just, and I believe when I did this the first time, see, I always try to test this out before I share with you guys, so at least I have a less of a chance of coming off as a blithering idiot and not know what I'm doing, even though I really don't. But as long as I can convince anybody else that I do know what I'm doing, there you go. And the people who will receive these cards, and I'm going to make several of them, will never know. They'll just think that it's really peachy keen dandy. You step down here. And that's the lovely thing about when you're making cards, is that most people don't realize that, you know, sometimes they're really easy, sometimes not. This is a lot of labor here. So now, remember what I said. Let me stop talking for a minute. Okay, rotate it 90 degrees. Let me turn my piece of paper. Okay, now let me take this over here. Let me get, just going to grab a little, just a wet one. I just want to get the color off real quick. Clean my stamp. Get that all off. That over here, and then just take my microfiber and then dry it off. And now I will go for my next blue. This is Catalina Splash. It's from Fun Stamper's Journey. I seem to have found myself with a ton of these stamps, and I actually really like them. I will have to say I do. But this one, I shouldn't think will have, it's not as light a color, so we should be okay. Let me grab this over, bring this back here. We're going to flip and then press down again. And there we go. So see, we have a little bit. Let me just, I think I have enough ink here. I just didn't press down enough. Let's try that again. Let's see. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. So we'll put this down for a second. And one more time. I'm going to lift this up. Rotate my paper at 90 degrees again. So give it a quarter rotation. And then tape it down. I'm going to come back in. And I'm going to clean this all up again. Pull off all that blue. There we go. And I'm going to dry it off real quick. My little microfiber towel. And now I'm going to go in with my darkest. This is again also FSJ Fusions Huckleberry Fusion. So it's True Color Fusion, and the color is Huckleberry Fusion. How cute is that? Do you think I pay attention to these things? No. I'm so like, oh, it's blue, it's pretty, I like it. And blue's my favorite color, so it didn't take much to convince me. Okay, let me go back in again. Lock that into place. There we go. And just stamp it in. But see, this is what I like about this platform, which is why I chose to do this. I realized I didn't know why I bought it. Then I just thought, oh, cool, I don't have this, we're going to buy it. And I didn't foresee having these stamps, and now I know why I needed it. See? I didn't know it. It was a clairvoyant moment without realizing it. Okay, do we have, let me take a look. Let me see if I can get a little bit more ink out of that. Okay, I'm going to call that good. I'm going to set this aside. Okay, and we're going to go one last rotation. One last time. I'm going to set this aside right here, and then just clean off the blue again. I'll grab the new clean wipey. Get some of this nice and cleaned off. This time I am not going to go in with color though, because on a card I made, I did it in silver, and I could not, for the love of Mike, find silver ink. I know I have it. I know I have it somewhere. Where? That's all another ball of wax. After much organization, I have still not found the silver. I found my gold pad, but not the silver one. So I had to go into left field and go find silver embossing powder. So that's what I did. So I'm going to do this one, this level. I'm going to go ahead and do it with Versamark. And my Versamark is fairly juicy, fairly sticky. I'm just going to stamp that up really, really, really well. Okay. Maybe too well. We'll see. We'll find out. And I'm just going to stamp that down. Get that really stuck in, because I want that ink to really pick up the embossing folder. So this is the one layer I really want to hit it hard with. Now let's see. Let me see. I mean, look. I don't know if you guys can see. It's got that watermarky look, but I think I need to hit it one more time. I don't like how it looks. It's not looking shiny enough for me. So better safe than sorry. Okay. Alrighty, one more time for the row, just to be safe. Okay. Press that down. Okay, I feel better about that. So now I'm going to pull up my paper, set this aside, and I'll clean my stamp in a minute. I'm going to grab that coffee filter that I set aside right here so I would have it handy to do this, and now it has disappeared. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay, the good thing is that I have a whole package of coffee filters handy over here. We will just grab a new one. No matter how prepared you are, there's always an epic fail. I'm going to blame the cat. The cat was laying right there in the cubby. I think she had something to do with the missing coffee filter. Right, Squeaky? She's not, you can't see her off camera, but she's napping in one of the other cubbies that I keep empty on my desk so that she can nap. She likes to hang out with me here. And she's an old girl. She's 14. I've had her since she was a kitten. She's been with us. So I indulge her and she hangs with me. Usually she's hanging out on the left side of my desk here, right where the camera mount is. But I kind of had to evict her from that spot. Apologize profusely, because that's what you do with a cat. You apologize for making them move out of your off your desk. And said, here, have a nice comfy cubby. And she seems to be contentedly napping there. Yay. Of course, if she shows up on camera, you know why. She woke up. Okay. That looks, oh, this here is a blooper. Because I forgot to hit this with embossing powder with the anti-static. So, but okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna call that good. I'll put that down. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I just had to go and grab my heat embossing tool that I'd forgotten to grab. I'm like, boy. And then I went ahead and grabbed a pair of tweezers, who are your best friend when you're heat embossing, so that it keeps you from burning your own fingers. Not that I would have any experience with that, but now I'm just going to go ahead and heat this up. If you haven't embossed before, you will watch. You'll be able to see the color change, and that's what you're looking for when you're you're embossing. You're heating up your embossing powder. You just want it to change color, and that tells you that that part is ready, and you can then move on to the other spot. Alrighty, so there you have it. We've got already now our background. So now we are ready to at least try to mount, start putting our card together. Let me move this over to the side. Like that, I have blue cardstock, which is what I wanted to mount this, but I also put it on a little bit of a silver background, so I have my silver background as well. And I don't think I cut this right, so I'm going to double check it right now. But this is 6 by 12 that I need to score in half. Do that real quick. Not with the, there we go. My lovely bone folder. Like I said, this I've had it since, the millennia. Move this over. We'll just set this down right here. There we go. A little off center, but there we go. We can fix that. There we go. Got it nice and scored. This, I'm going to re-measure it because I don't think it does not look 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 to me. So let's look. It is, no, it's because this way, let's look. It's 5 3/4 one way, but not this way, see? that is now fixed. Now, what I would normally do is immediately just go ahead and tape mount this, which is peachy keen, because my point is I'm going to layer this with this. And it's all lovely, except that being the frugal person I am, I see all this is here. It's all beautiful, but then, and this is very pretty, but there's all this space here. Nobody's going to see it because this is going to be on top of it. So it occurred to me when I did the other card, so what I did, and I pulled these out, is I'm going to put some dies in here. I'm going to cut myself some sentiments, because we always need sentiments for cards. Where's my little purple tape? There it is. So I die cut out the centers because nobody's going to see that. It is hidden under the other layer. So this way, I get, you know, I get dual purpose out of that silver card. It's there for the background. There we go. But I can also, then I'll save these sentiments for another card and another day. You never know. You always need, like this, I said, I had happy birthday and best wishes here. Use those two right there. And then I pulled this out because I have a hello. Oosh. Come on, babies. There we go. So I'm going to cut out a hello. Hello. I'll take that down, and then love. Maybe I'll say that. And I like to put little notes, you know. My husband's, you know, make him his lunch or whatever, and every once in a while I'll put a little thingy in this little note, a little die cut, little critter or something, because I'm silly that way. Okay, we do that. Let me grab real quick and turn on the Gemini. Let me grab my plates. Set this face up. Sandwich it. That. You'll excuse me, this thing can wake the dead. Hopefully it won't wake my sleeping husband on the couch there. You send that through. And, what's up with that? Oh, you know, it would help, I suppose, call me crazy, if I had set that through the right way. What do you guys think? Who noticed that? How many of you were screaming, Myra, what are you doing? And I did not hear you. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and run it back through and see what happens. What have we got to lose, right? Because the other ones just about, oh wait, flip it over. One more time. Okay, let's try that. Much better, much better. We'll see. Let's see. Pop these out real quick. Okay. Get that tape. Take this off. Just be careful because, of course, we don't want to tear the paper. Come on, baby. There we go. Happy birthday. Oops. Careful. Oh, this one just came right out. That's what I love about the Gemini. Look at that. So I have happy birthday. Let me grab my little pokey tool. And get that, pop that right out. Carefully, because that one's really delicate. There's my hello. This one's going to be the love. There we go. There is love. And where did best wishes go? Best wishes just went away. Because it popped out pretty happy. It's not in the die anymore. It disappeared. It's magic. Oh no, here it is. Hello. There it is. There's your best wishes attached to my plate. But there you go. So I got 4 sentiments out of there, and I still can use the paper in the card. And even the hello, which I had to redo, look, you can't tell that I did it wrong. That was not a mistake. That was a moment of creativity. Just move this off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in here, move this aside, grab Big Mama. Let me apply some tape. Wow, that one came out funky. We'll go in here, just roll through. There we go. And just right there carefully. I'm going to go back over this one. Okay. Let's just set that, make sure I got my card right. Although it doesn't matter at this point. You can't tell. Let me just now center it. There you go. Now we go for this layer. Go here. And let me decide. I'm going to take a look at this for a second because this is my up. Although, you know what? I'm going to go for a different look. I'm going to go for that stand-up instead. But I want to decide which is my sentiment. I'm planning on putting my sentiment here, which is... What do you think, you guys? This is it. Let me lay that down now. There we go. And there's our card base. Now I'm ready to stamp and emboss my sentiment. So give me 1 second. Okay, kids, I'm back. I grabbed my stamping platform and I went ahead. I've already got my sentiment right here. You see it, winter, already mounted. So all I need to do is put in another piece of the Nina, same 80-pound. Move it down because I'm going to first stamp it. I want to stamp it and emboss it, and then I'm going to die cut it. That's good. Put my couple magnets down. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go back in with my darkest blue. I don't know if you can see. I'm just going to ink up my stamp really well. And I'll probably go in. I think I had to go in like 2 or 3 times to get it as dark as I liked it. And I'm not going to worry about it. Even if I get blue on the other paper, the rest of the paper, it doesn't matter because I'm going to die cut this out. That's not pretty bad. That's pretty good. I think we'll only have to hit it twice. Okay. Let's try that. Hey, that's pretty darn tootin' good. I'm very happy with that result. Now I'm going to clean off my stamp because now I'm going to go back in with Versamark because I'm going to emboss that. I wanted it to be shiny. So I'm just going here, just really goop it on. Okay. Go back here and we go. This is a good way too as well, not just pressing it down, but I've seen this demoed by other YouTubers. Just go over it with a cloth because it allows your hand to move over it. It sticks. Let me see. Let me take a look at that. It could be a little bit. I think my ink pad might. This one, my Versamark might be drying out. I have to get a re-inker for it, or a new one, whichever strikes my fancy. Alrighty, we are going to call that good. Now let me set this aside for a second. We're going to come in because I'm going to do another sentiment, but I want to go ahead and emboss this first. So where am I hiding? There we go. There's my coffee filter. And this one, because I already have the blue ink, I'm just going to go in with clear embossing powder. I'll just cover that up. Hopefully not make a big fat mess. Guess who forgot to hit it with her stamp buddy first? You got it. But it looks good. So I'm just gonna... I really do think my Versamark is drying out, so I think I'm gonna have to get a new one if I'm going to continue to do embossing. Okay, I'm just gonna set this aside. Pray that I don't spill it, which is guaranteed is going to happen since I did not. Actually, no, the one thing I can do is let me put the lid on it. There we go. Okay, I've grabbed this. Grab my heat tool. My Tim Holtz Heat It. I love this little gun. It's so quiet, and it's I like gripping. I like it because it has like a nozzle. It's like a hair dryer. For me, my hand likes that better, and I do have issues with my hands. So anything that makes my gripping easier, I'm okay with. So let's just see. Let's just... There we go. It's already starting to turn. Yay! Because we all know I have the patience of a 2-year-old. I want it now. Veruca salt has nothing on me. Let me see, there's a part, there we go. So excuse me, I'm trying to make it so you guys can see it, but I'm also making sure everything is shiny. See, like my dot is not completely shiny. I want to make sure it's shiny. Let's see. Yep, I think it's all good now. Well, that was quick. So now I have that done, but I'm going to go in. I have to die cut this, but I want to go ahead and stamp my other sentiment on the same piece of paper. Come back in here. Let's see. Just take it. Ooh, cat hair. Imagine that in a house with cats. There's cat hair everywhere. The one thing, I have a friend who said it, that if you have cats, you have to know that cat hair is a condiment. I'm not quite there on that one, but I do notice that it gets everywhere. It's just a fact. Okay, let's just grab that. Just hit that. Press that down. Hey, not bad on the first try. I'm calling that good. Okay, my mad scrappy friends. Word to the wise, when you guys are going to shoot a YouTube video, double check where your battery is on your phone. Somebody didn't do that, and her phone died in the middle of talking. I am so sorry. So we have plugged it in, and we're back. It's charging. It's videotaping. There you go. What can I say? But here now I'm going to do Versamark. I'm going to hit this with Versamark. Let me take a look at that. It looks nice and shiny. Let me just hit it again. There we go. I'm just going to set that aside. Let me grab, here's my coffee filter. While I was waiting for my phone to come back on, I went ahead and poured all the embossing powder back in the bottle, forgetting I was going to use it anyway. Hello. That's okay. It's part of my charm. We'll just pour some of that on there. go. Okay, let's be good. And attempt not to make a big old mess. Okay. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. Little handy dandy tweezers. There's my Tim Holtz gun. Let's get this all nice and shiny. And I'm sorry, I think the gun itself blocks. Oh, I think you guys can't see. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Get it right here. There we go. I think that's it. Now what we're going to do, I have to make a decision. We're going to be brave. I'm going to scissor this. Brave or insane, one or the other. Well, not beautiful, but not bad. So there we go. As my friend Shauna would say, it is the beauty of a handcrafted item. Now, one thing I want to do is, which I did on the other one, is I want to double this up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is grab some glue here. I'm just going to grab my reptile because it's what I have open right now. Just spread a little glue on that. I'm going to double this up, double it. There we go. That's going to make it just a little bit more sturdy. So for when I'm going to go back in. There we go. I'll set that aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and... Where did that die go? 1 second. Okay, I located my die. What I cannot locate, interestingly enough, is my purple tape. I know it's here on the desk somewhere, but just not where I need it. Let me sec. So I'm going to center this up as best I can. I'm hoping my fat head won't get in the way. That looks pretty good. Now, let's just go ahead, since I already have it all up. Where's the other plate? No, really, where is the other plate? Aha! Tight. Wait, sorry. No, I just went squeaky. And we'll really quickly just run this through. Normally I would just use my my marquee for this, but since I already have this set up, my Gemini set up. Now what I want to do, boy, this tape really stuck. So much for, you know, removable tape, huh? I don't have to worry too much, because now I'm going to cut out. What I want to do is, I did the same thing with this winter sentiment, which is I ran and did multiple layers and then glued them together, so it gave us that little extra pop-up. Oy. Whenever I hear my machine crack like that, it makes me nervous. It's going to break. No, don't break. I love you. I really do actually love my Gemini. Okay, let me find, okay, another scrap piece of paper. This one will do, that I can cut out another winter from. Just one last one. I'm going to make a triple layer. Alrighty, last one. And we'll set this aside. I'm going to pull up my chair. I've been standing all this time. I'm pooped. I'm sitting down for this part because I can. Let's pop that off the die. Now I'm going to go back and grab, because that's the glue that's handy right now, is Reptile. Reptile glue, and I'm going to just put some glue down here. Try not to be too messy. Not that I'm accomplishing that, but I'm trying. I'm going to wipe that down real quick. I'm just going to pop that layer and smush it down. There, that helps apply some good pressure. Okay, that looks good. Now let me just glue this one down. This one I want to be obviously a little bit more careful. And you know what, guys, after all that trouble I went through, I think it's okay. Nope. For a minute I thought, I actually missed a spot, but no, it's okay. I'm just going to put the glue down real quick. Not my usual chatty self. I apologize for that. I'm tired. My voice has been going. I do customer service. I work customer service. I've been on the phone all day today. It was a heavy phone day for me. So I can tell just my throat, my throat just feels, You're so done, Myra. Okay, let me just lay this. I'm going to just use my bone folder. There you go. Now I have it nice label. Now let me grab my card. There it goes. I wanted it tent fold. So now it's about placing my sentiment. And I do want to pop it up. So I'm going to use, again, my new favorite. I have given up. Right now, for the moment, on my iStyle, so I'll have a ton of foamies, but I'm really enamored of this, my Collal 3D glue. I saw another YouTuber who almost exclusively uses this as well, and I had to try it, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have fallen in love with this stuff. It's just a quick dab there. And it just, it feels different. When this dries, it almost feels, I swear, more stable. I don't know, it's just a different feel. I don't know how to describe it. Do that. I'm going to stand up for a second here, just so I can place it. And then smush it down. And this is the other thing I love about having this, is that it gives me a little bit of playtime so I can move it around. I mean, with, you know as well as I, that when you use foam dots, that's it. It's down, it's down. Now here's a little trick that I saw Sara Davies do. I'm going to just do that. Is to squeeze out. If you get this glue, squeeze out. Do you see how I took it to the tip? And then put your lid on. What dries the glue out is the air. So if you squeeze out all the air, your tube is going to last longer. And now this little guy, I'm not even going to dare with that. But what I did is I loaded up. It comes, the coal comes in a box, and it comes with a syringe. So when I did my other card, that's what I did. I loaded up the syringe, and then I can squirt out, see, smaller dabs that can stay in that smaller space. So I still will have my dimensionality, and I have control. And then the same thing, premise goes here. Squeeze out the air, and then I just set that aside until I need to use it again. I really do. I really, really love this stuff. Since the first time I used it, I'm like, oh my goodness, where have you been all my life? Or at least all my scrapbooking life. And I'm just going to set that down there. A little bit lower because it's a little bit smaller. Let me see, is that straight? It looks straight to me. But I will put a link down where the best place to get the 3D glue is Craft Stash. They are, I think I've mentioned them before, they are UK based, but their shipping is pretty lightning fast. But that's, there's nobody else that's as cheap as they do. So I will put a link down in the description below to the glue, to the Collal 3D glue. But that's it. Believe it or not, guys, we're done. I survived it. You survived it. We are survivors. Yay! But there it is. That's the little, the rotating. This is the Crafter's Companion rotating stamps. I will link you below to this. I may do up another one, but not tonight. But I had fun. I had fun sharing this with you. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe, share my YouTube link, and hit the bell so that you're alerted when I go to do another video, okay? Have a great evening, everybody, and don't forget, scrap the madness. Bye-bye.